Well, hello. It's been a little while, and I do apologize for that, but on the other hand, I also will acknowledge that it's important for me to have these moments where I'm not doing this because, number one, of my own circumstances back home, handling my own business, and I've been noticing that a lot of people are actively paying attention to other people that are boots on the ground right now in Flint, Michigan. I just wanted to share a few things with you guys. I'll touch on Flint first, and then I'm going to touch on a little bit of something else. If you guys could, help share this video out, because it's been a while since I've done this, and so, I'd like to know that these messages are still being heard and still spreading. Even, in my quiet moments, to know that we still have a community, that we don't always have to be so active, but knowing that the words that I say are pressing and they do matter. And in the meanwhile, you guys, I just shared a link on this page talking about how just weeks before they decided to take the bottled water away from the residents of Flint, Michigan. Hi, David. Hi, Heather. Hi, Amy. Good afternoon. Just weeks before they decided to take the bottled water away from the residents in Flint, Michigan, you guys, please help me share this video out. They got a notification saying that there were some major discrepancies in the water. Now, I don't know if you guys remember the last live stream that I did a few weeks ago, where I busted out some documents and I was also holding up some water. And I was showing you guys various water samples that I've taken from Flint throughout the past 2.5 years. One of the samples that I got was right about 2.5 years ago, and then the last one that I took from, hey Doug, I'm in Wisconsin right now. I got in March. And what's really concerning to me is what I'm seeing grow in this water. I'm not a scientist, and I'm not going to pretend to be one either, but I will say is that I have learned quite a bit about a lot, just from my, experience with Flint, and in ways that I was never experienced before. I never knew a lot of this stuff before, but when you're hungry for something and you want to know the truth, and especially when God's called you to do something, like He's going to lead you to the people, and where there's a will, there's a way, I'll say. And so I'm really concerned also still for this water in Flint, Michigan. And I'm going to say this too, you guys. What's going on in Flint, Michigan with this poisoning and the people dying, it is not an accident. You guys got to understand that. This is something that they did on purpose. They want these people out of the city. Okay, so if you guys are all sitting here wanting some new news, I really got to give you some old news, because all of the old news is what's relevant right now. The fact that they switched the water from Lake Huron to the Flint River was absolutely on purpose, because they knew that it was going to do exactly what it did, which is to poison the people. All of these people died, and drive the people out. Why, you guys? Why did they do this? Why do they want the people in Flint, Michigan to be out so bad? Why does the land bank do these land grabs? Why? Why are they charging the people for poison water? Why are there still people being forced to pay for poison water and drink the poison water while they just took the bottled water away? Because this is what they want. It's a part of the master plan. You're not going to read it if you go online and Google Flint master plan. You're not going to see that in the fine works. But you guys have to understand that everything is secret code in Flint. Like everything that they do, everything that looks like it has a good motive, it doesn't. Nothing has a good motive. Yeah, okay, so they want to make Flint a great looking place. They want to make it beautiful again. But at the cost of who? Every Flint resident's life. That's who. The plans that they have for Flint, Michigan are not intended for the residents, not at all. In fact, the residents are a huge burden on them. They want them out because all of that land that they're sitting on, all of the houses that these people are living in, these neighborhoods, all they're doing is taking up space. They want to go. Have you ever heard of this book? It was a thesis statement, actually, turned into a book called Demolition Means Progress. I read that thing, so a lot of it, and it really helped open my eyes up quite a bit over 2 years ago. Can all of you guys please help me share this video out? Demolition means progress. Basically, all of Flint, Michigan is one huge toxic zone, okay? It's like the Love Canal. And so our federal government is responsible now, because General Motors is the one that owns a lot of this land. And so when our federal government bailed General Motors out of bankruptcy, they inherently, according to the paperwork in the bankruptcy note, seized or inherited all of this. So really this is a federal thing here. They need to be taking care of these people, but now you guys at this point it's like they're not going to do anything for these people other than further drive them out unless we share videos like this out and educate people, help get people in, because believe it or not, as stupid as these protests are and as loud and boisterous as people think that they're nothing, it's just a clanging cymbal. Actually, they do help. If they don't help in the moment, they don't get the results that people are there screaming for. What it does do is it brings media, it brings attention. And sometimes, in this situation, one thing I've learned is that you got to do this stuff in order to get the media there, because the media's even died out. What are they talking about today on the news? For those of you guys that watch the news, they're not talking about Flint. Did you guys know that Flint, Michigan's still suffering? Did you know that their water's still poisoned and they don't have the pods anymore? They've taken away their only source of water, which is the bottled water, which is still not good. Governor Snyder's wife has investments in this Nestle Corporation. Literally, the man that helped create this water crisis, the man that helped take over a dozen people's lives and poison every single person and child in the city of Flint, Michigan, is literally profiting off of the crisis that he helped create. And now, just like I've called from previous videos, if you guys watch, remember when I said with the Attorney General, Bill Schuette, how you just watch, he'll probably be running for governor because he is. Don't forget, Bill Schuette, Attorney General Bill Schuette in Michigan, what an evil little man. Number one, I'm curious to know why he and our governor here in Wisconsin, they've got their hands in each other's pockets, because Governor Scott Walker in Wisconsin endorses Bill Schuette. Why? There's some funny business happening in the state of Wisconsin too, and I have been paying attention to that, but right now it's nothing I can do quite yet. Sometimes you gotta wait for things to get a little bit bigger and more pressing before people really start to pay attention and care. But Bill Schuette, you guys, don't forget, he signed off on, he gave permission for the switch, and then he said that it's not his job to read the fine print, that his secretary signed it. Nah, get out of here. You're the Attorney General, you're the one prosecuting people and leading the investigation on this case, yet meanwhile, your hands are dirty too. And then you're going to say that it's not your job to look at the fine writing. Get out. It is your job. It is your job to look this stuff over with a fine-tooth comb. Why? Why is it your job? Because look at what happened. Look at what happened because people like you say that it's not your job to look this stuff over. It's not your job. Now there's over 12 people dead, and every single person in that city has been poisoned. Every single person in that city is suffering, and now they don't have any water pots. So at this point in the game, you guys, my message and where I am at is, you can take this to the Capitol, you can take this to the White House, but ain't nothing gonna get done, because you wanna know why? This is a global agenda. Everything that's happening is happening for a reason. People gotta start waking up and understanding that. And I hate to be that conspiracy person, but you know what? It's more than that. It's more than that. It's also biblical, and I'm a woman of faith, and I do believe in the Bible, and I do have a faith in God, and I love the Lord, and He's the one that sent me to Flint in the first place, and honestly, this was a huge wake-up call for me. A lot of the things that I knew were going to come in the end of days, which is what I believe that we're living in, we're watching things start to prepare here, is happening right in front of my face. And it's crazy for me to think for 1 second that, like, why would you call me? Why would you call little broken me to go help the city of Flint, Michigan? I still don't know. Maybe because He knows that I have enough love in my heart to offer it to an entire city of people. I care about these people more than they or you would even ever know, even in my silence and, you know, my busy lifestyle. But what's interesting enough is that, you know, I'm still getting followed, you guys. I still get followed. I don't know who these people are. I don't know. I don't think that they're stalkers. I think it's more than that. I really feel like maybe it's some corporation hired these people. I don't know. I honestly can't figure it out. But I'll have moments where it's quiet. Like, I'm not getting followed as much. I can tell, like, things are pretty quiet. But, you know, lately, like last week was a pretty heavy week for me of being followed. They were teaming on me up again, and the reason why I know this is because I'm paying attention. I am seeing the same cars, even Texas plates. I've seen the same Texas car. It's a Chrysler. It's a silver Chrysler with Texas plates. And I've seen this car multiple times now over the past few months. That one, another Jeep. It's a white Jeep. And the first three letters of this Jeep are ABU. And here's another gentleman over here that was here last week when I come here on my lunch break. Same truck. This is the stuff that I'm talking about, you guys. Like, I look at these people now, and I know that they're, and I don't care anymore. I really don't care anymore. Because, I mean, for what? For what? You know, people say, well, don't you care enough about your own life to, you know, well, listen, obviously if they were putting people tailing on me, there's a reason for it. Probably because what I'm saying is true. So I'm so far in it at this point, and I'm just not afraid anymore. And I'm pretty sick and tired of seeing what they're doing to these people, and they're continuing to do this to these people. America, we really need to band together for the people of Flint, Michigan. You can write your letters, but they're not going to hear you. You know what they're going to do? They're going to crumple it up, and they're going to throw it away. What we need to do as a people, as American citizens, is start waking up and start opening our eyes to what's happening all over the nation right now. And it starts with Flint. Just like I've always said, Flint was like that first domino. Flint was that spark. Flint was that spark that ignited a fire inside of my heart. And it's not ironic. I mean, well, it is ironic, but I don't think it's by chance that this popped off in Flint, Michigan, because the word Flint literally is a stone. Flint is a stone that ignites a fire. It creates a spark. And so look at what happened in Flint, Michigan. And I'm saying to you guys is that Flint literally did ignite a fire inside of my heart. And not just mine, but a lot of people. But we have to make sure that we band together, you guys. They need water right now. Really bad. They need water so bad. So if you are even like an owner of any kind of a business, you guys, you can help in a major way. I mean, what if this is your family? What if these were your neighbors? What if this was you? Then would you care? Then would it matter? Because this could be you. This could be your neighbors. This could be your children next. Because the problem is that this really is a problem. And this is going to spread all throughout America. Just like in Milwaukee here. It's interesting with the KWA pipeline, you know, and then switching to this 30-year contract with GLEWA, Great Lakes Water Authority. You know, and so a lot of this stuff in the Flint water crisis, it's so dynamic. It's not just Nestle, it's also GLEWA, it's the privatization of water, it's the Great Lakes Water Authority, it's the KWA, Karen Gandhi Water Authority, huge, huge. Don't forget about Jeff Wright, CEO of the KWA, who is also Genesee County. Flint is in Genesee County, who is also Genesee County's drain commissioner, which leads me back to, again, the point that I've been telling you guys. You guys, can you please share this video out? Please, please share this video out, because I don't do these videos much anymore, and this stuff is important. Jeff Wright is the drain commissioner for Genesee County. So remember when I was telling you guys about that Racer Superfund site and the cold water site out there in Flint, Michigan, those toxic waste zones? Okay, so they're using these drains to dump into the Flint River. They know exactly what's going in and out of these drains. They know exactly what they're dumping and where these dumping and where these drains go, where they lead out to the river. What I'm saying to you guys, again, for the 50th time, they're still not looking at this in this federal investigation the right way. I've been saying this forever. I don't know. They ought to bring me on the stand, because I promise you the whole game will change. They're not going to bring me on the stand, though, because they know that I know too much. That's why they got these people following me everywhere, because I know too much. They were dumping this toxic waste in the river before they switched the river to the Flint, before they switched the water source to the Flint River. Why? Why did they do that? Because they knew what they were putting in the water. They knew that by the chemicals that were being dumped into the water, it was so corrosive. This is my take on it, right, y'all? They knew that it was so corrosive that it was going to do exactly what it did. It was going to completely corrode those pipes out. It was going to completely poison the people. Let's say somebody, you know, got some water from a pipe that wasn't corroded. Let's just say that their pipes weren't made of lead. Maybe they had PVC, maybe they had copper, maybe they had whatever other than lead. Doesn't matter, because what was going through the pipes alone was so bad. It was bad enough, even without the lead. It was so poisonous. So poisonous. These people have been poisoned. That's where you get your cancer. That's where you get your rashes. That's where you get your hair falling out. That's where you get all of that. This is brain. This is neurological. This is a whole nother level of homicide. So we got the lead issue, and then we also got all of these chemicals, all of this toxic waste of things that you can't even pronounce. Even if you broke it down by syllable and tried to say it, you can't pronounce some of these chemicals. You can't. Okay? You go along these rivers. You guys, go to the Flint River yourself. Anybody, you want to go to Flint and you want to help, go to the Flint, go find a drain that comes out from the wall, take a shovel with you, grab some bottles just like this here. This is Flint. It's got Mike Glasgow's name on it. Okay, this is one of those water sample bottles. Grab something like this. And take some soil samples there. Dig a little bit. You'll see how much petroleum is in that water. You're going to see how much petroleum is in that water and how bad it stinks. It smells. It's putrid. Okay, so some of the houses' waters don't look like this. They weren't corroded. This is Flint poison water. I got this from that church, you guys. Remember that church where the pastor turned on her tap? And because of lead in the water is absolutely correct, you guys. Lead poisoning is neurotoxicity. Neurotoxicity. That's what lead toxicity is, neurotoxicity. It affects all of your behaviors. Do you remember that church, you guys, last year, March 18th of 2017, when I got that sample from the church, and when she turned on the tap, it all came out orange? This is that water. Not everybody's water looks like this, but you know what I tell people? You know what I tell students and people that come to my desk, because this is where I keep this water? When they come, they pick this up and they're like, oh, like, are you for real? Did you get that? You didn't get that water from Flint? Because some people, like at work, they don't know that I do this. I don't really talk about it. Because, you know, I got to keep these lives separate for a reason. Because what I do in Flint is a little insane. So, you know, I got to try and be normal sometimes. But oh my gosh, is that really Flint water? Is that really what the water looks like? And when you let this water settle, eventually at the bottom of it, what you'll see is all of these little metal particles. That's what this is. This is iodized iron, is what she said, the pastor of that church. What I tell them is, yeah, this is really from Flint, and this is really sad. This is what they're forcing the people to pay and drink. This is still going on, but this isn't necessarily the water that is the most concerning. You know what the most concerning water is? It's the water to me that runs out of the tap clear. It's the water that looks good. Because you want to know why I say that? Is because I got about 5 samples of water from Flint, Michigan right now in my possession. And I'm telling you right now, this water, when I got it, I look at this stuff. It didn't look like it had any growth inside of it. Now, that water that I just got, especially this year in March, it's got like jellyfish looking growth in it. It looks parasitic. It looks parasitic, you guys. I mean, honestly, it's not healthy for water to do this. I've had water bottles sitting in my car before for months. I found, like, underneath my seat when I clean my car and stuff like that. And I don't have any parasitic looking growth in my water. This is what they're having the people drink still. Today's date is May 7th, 2018, and they are still drinking this poison. It's not just poison, but honestly, this is like biological warfare. This is biological warfare, what they're doing to these people, because this is bacteria. These are legionnaires. This is problems. This is what this is. Death. This is death. And Flint, Michigan, May 7th, 2018 is still having to deal with this garbage. Why? Because our government doesn't care. And that is why it's important for us, we the people, you guys, to start finding a love in your heart for people again. Because this problem isn't going to get fixed. The only way that they see to fix this problem is to get everybody out of there. They need the residents gone. They're not going to fix it. They have other plans, you guys. In the meantime, we have an entire city. Let me see if I can. I am having some phone issues here. And meanwhile, what I'm saying is, back to that, we got to do this again. Like when you first heard about Flint water crisis to begin with, right? When the whole Flint water crisis popped off and everybody learned about what was going on in Flint, this is how we got to do it. We got to rally together again, you guys. I'm still saying this because it's that important. They don't have water right now. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of innocent children. If not for the men, if not for the women, if not for the homeless communities, if not for the gardens, if not for the animals, if not for anything else, think about the children. They need water. They need water. And their city and their state is not going to give it to them because they took it away already. They took it away just weeks after they got the alert saying that there's still major discrepancies in Flint water. What were those discrepancies? Is it that there's bacteria in it? I'm curious to know what's really going on over there, and I'm curious to know what the reports are in the hospital. How many are sick right now? I'm curious to know. Anybody here watching from Flint, Michigan, you guys please share this video out. Thank you, Harshmed. I know I can always count on you. Anybody here from Flint, Michigan watching this video, please share your ailments in this video. Tell the world what you're suffering from. Tell them about your hair loss. Tell them about the anger issues. Tell them about the behavioral issues, the learning disabilities, now the rashes, the sicknesses, the people that have died, the lies in the medical, the hospitals. It's all a cover-up. Even the doctors are lying about it. you know, and the schools, yeah, Heather, so like the schools, you know, these babies, they gotta go to school, what water are they drinking? How are they washing their hands? This is where the hand sanitizers come in, and this is where the baby wipes come in. Because like I've said before, when I go to Flint, Michigan, you know, I'll use those baby wipes as a means, as a secondary means for showering, because I'm not gonna take a shower out there, and I've done it before. And I have this rash, like, you know, I don't know if that's what it is, but it seems to come when it's hot, and I've never had it before. And I've showered in Flint. Unfortunately, I've showered in Flint a few different times, but only because it was at my friend at this organization, Veterans of Now, at their old location. They have this water filtration. It's a huge industrial water filtration in the house, and it's reverse osmosis. So here I'm thinking, okay, well, I can take a shower because all the heavy metals are coming out. But this was even before I was aware of the chemicals and other possible bacteria that I believe are highly associated with biological warfare. Call me crazy, I don't care. Everybody else already does. So what I'm saying is like, I wonder if, you know, some of the rashes that I get are a result of that. And not to mention, I've got some other issues, but it's whatever. It's not about me. I'm just using myself as an example to vouch for these people that are sharing their stories with you guys, that the ailments are real. If I have ailments that I know and believe are from my wiles in Flint, and I don't even live there, how much worse are theirs? And so what can you do to help, Sarah, is you can gather your people in your city and in your state to help. Start a drive and sharing videos like this, sharing links, commenting. Somebody recently just graduated from college. I just shared that video on this page. They graduated from college and they said, I've been in school for this many days, and Flint, Michigan hasn't had clean water for this many days. That's a really good way. That gets people thinking, you guys. That gets people thinking. We got to do things creative, outside of the box. You're asking me how you can help. Well, if you can't start a drive in your city because you have too busy of a life or whatever, maybe you can think for yourself what other ways you can do, what other things you can do to get creative to help even just bring awareness. Because believe it or not, our keyboard warriors are half the battle. You guys are half the battle, our keyboard warriors. Everybody that shares these videos out, you don't even know how far that goes. This is the news. This is the news. It's because you don't see this on the mainstream. You'll get a little portion of it, but y'all want to really know what's going on, you ought to join these Flint groups and start paying attention and listening to these videos and help sharing this stuff out, because this is where you're going to find out what's really going on. So I had an interesting turn of events for myself in my job. I am an employee in a high school, and I am a contracted employee, formerly 12-month, and now because of the state budget cuts, you know, Wisconsin's got a lot of funny business going on right now too. They're cutting our education system. They're taking from our kids like nobody's business. It makes me sick to see what they're doing to our children here in the city of Milwaukee too. I mean, they're taking this money, all of this funding from areas that counts, areas that get, and they're doing this all over the place. They're taking money away from the babies, and they're putting it and they're just taking it. They're putting it in areas that don't even matter. Like, I remember I went to a board city council meeting, or board meeting last year, and they wanted, the state wants to give a grant to have, like, what is that? Like gun safety classes for the kids. But they're taking transportation away, right? So they're cutting all this money for transportation. So now these kids are going to suffer trying to get to school, but they want to teach them how to use a gun properly and how to lock it up. What sense does that make? What sense does that make? So here now, my 12-month contract has been cut to a 10-month. So for the first time in so many years, I'm going to have 2 months in the summer where I'm going to be essentially unemployed. I got to find a way to generate some income here. But part of that is, you know, maybe this is a blessing in disguise for me. Maybe God is going to open a door for me to be able to generate that income so I can go and make a difference in some places like Flint, Michigan. So I'm definitely eager to see what my summer is going to look like. But you better believe that this isn't over. And I'm excited to get back to Flint, Michigan, because it looks like I might just be having a little bit more time on my hands, so long as it doesn't take away from my family and my children. I'm going to always make time for my my responsibilities and my first love. But you better believe that when I have time and when I have the money, I will certainly be there, and I will be certainly doing my thing as I feel led. So you guys, I have to get going now. But if you could please share the video out and think about ways that you can help the city of Flint, Michigan. And if you think that what I'm saying is insane, then you haven't seen nothing yet, because Flint, Michigan, the truths in Flint, Michigan are absolutely mind-boggling. And this is a not just a national agenda, but this is a global agenda. So people need to start waking up and start helping each other, because that is really the only way we're going to get through anything, is to help each other. It's not about the Republicans. It's not about the Democrats. It's not about the anything. It's you know what? Yeah, the Republicans suck. The Democrats suck. The liberals suck. The independent party suck. The Green Tea Party suck. Let me tell you why. Because it's not a party that decides. It's the people behind the party. So I don't care what party you belong to. It's the heart of the person. You guys, the heart of the people in the United States of America is so backwards. And you want to know why? It's because they created it to be this way. Because we're all so caught up with the celebrities. Everybody's so worried about who's marrying who's wearing what. Whatever. That stuff doesn't even matter. All the meanwhile, we got people suffering everywhere, and there's so many. All of you guys can do something about it, but you don't. Because why? Because you want to sit instead of watching videos like this that actually matter, that actually may one day make a difference in your life also, instead of paying attention to the words of people like myself, you'll choose to watch cat videos or like I don't know. I mean, I do too. Don't get me wrong. I like those videos too, but I definitely got to find a balance. And I don't even have time to be watching those videos much, because I live such a busy life. But the point of this is, you guys start prioritizing what's important. This is the time. The urgency is right now. This is a very urgent and pressing matter. So it's really important that you guys stop allowing yourselves to be so distracted. Doggone it. I don't know how else to say this until I'm blue in the face. I mean, you got to start looking at your neighbor. You got to start finding some love in your heart. Everybody's so angry. Everybody's so divided. I don't care if you're what party you belong to. I really don't care. If you're good people, you're good people. I can get with good people. And I've met a lot of really good people of all different walks of life. I'm a born-again Christian. I believe in the Bible. I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for me so that I could be forgiven of my sins. I believe that He is the only way into heaven. That's what I believe. I've also worked with a lot of people that don't believe that. Does that mean that I don't see them as being good people? No. Does that mean we weren't able to accomplish a lot together? No. That's not what that means. It means that we have differences. Lay your differences aside and get up and start working with people, because the only way that anything is going to get accomplished is if we do it together. And so there's been a lot of proposals regarding the city of Flint, Michigan that have been offered to me, and they're proposals that I haven't had time for because I'm busy. I'm also a coach. I coach an amazing track and field team, and so I'm super invested in them right now because they're doing so great, and I'm so proud of my athletes. So, you know, I owe it to my team to be super invested in them, and I got a family and all that, a full-time job, but I haven't been able to look into those proposals. But come here this summer, you know, it looks like I'm gonna be having a little bit more time to sit down and look at some of this stuff and give it a little bit more thought and heart. But not right now. So anybody that's just joining this video, I'm asking you guys if you guys could please share it out. And for me, where I'm at is God is working on me in a whole different kind of way. A lot of inspiration I'm getting from my own heartaches in my life. You know, Flint has brought a lot of negative attention to me in a lot of crazy ways that you guys would believe in. Sometimes I don't even believe it. I gotta look at the time. But that's okay, because it is what it is, and this is where I'm at right now. But, you know, and so because of that, I see the evil, and I see the real spiritual war behind it, because I have been such a target, not just to people, but also to people that are operating under these evil forces. And by that, I mean demonic. I'm talking demonic. I'm straight talking demonic from the pit of hell. And I understand this because I have discernment, and a lot of you guys might not see it that way, but this battle is real. And what's going on right now is that we're getting close here, and God is really stirring a lot up in the hearts of the people. And the enemy of our souls wants to deceive you guys and wants to divide everybody. Because why? Because it waters down the gospel. It waters down the truth of the gospel, and it divides the people. It keeps us from working together, and it does exactly what it's been doing, is it keeps us divided. It keeps us from working together, and that keeps us from getting anything accomplished, because one person can't do it all. One person can't do it all. There's not a single dent that I was ever able to make in Flint by myself. Not a single one. And that is...
Well, you have been listening to Karina from Project Flint, and I do hope you share this out, and she is so right.